Buckle up, hotties. It's time to talk some hoops. Welcome to Crunch Wears No Pants with Brandon, Nate, and Jordan.
Hey, one time in the studio, make some noise for the inaugural episode of Crunch Wears No Pants, baby. Hey!
Yeah!
I am your host, Jordan Alamed, joined by my lovers and fellow co-hosts, Nate Alsdorf and Brandon Beck. Gentlemen, we have a rambunctious group chat about the Timberwolves. We're active members of Wolves Twitter. We want to take that energy to the podcast space. We're part of the Pull Tab Sports family. Make it your homepage, pulltabsports.com. And also big love to our presenting sponsors, Jimmy's Dips and Joe Mama's Salsa. More on them later. Durf, we will be talking about Jimmy's freaking caramel dip. My lord.
Yes, baby.
Oh my God, he's got the product.
This is it.
Save it for the ad read. Save it for the ad read.
Okay.
So, gentlemen, before we get into our show layout, which for our listeners, we have some recurring segments. We have What's the Vibe? So we're a bi-weekly show. Every other week bi-weekly. Not twice a week bi-weekly. Every other week bi-weekly. Which is enough time to get the vibe of a current era of Wolves basketball. So we'll break down the vibe, how we're feeling about it. We will also do some over-unders, preseason predictions today, led by Brandon, the analyst Beck. And then we'll end with some games, which is what fictional basketball player will we add to the Wolves if we had our whims, if they were real. And then, Brandon, you will lead us in Who's That Wolf, our recurring game. You're just the game guy.
Call me the game guy.
They call me the GG. Mm-hmm. So before we get into how's the vibe, I think we should do some icebreakers to get to, we know each other pretty well. I mean, we were college roommates. But just to get on the Wolves frame of mind, I have two questions for you. Your favorite non-Kevin Garnett Wolf in history. I think you guys know mine, but I don't know if I know yours. So we'll do that. And then also our thoughts on the statement edition jerseys. Brandon, favorite non-Kevin Garnett Wolf of all time.
I'm going to have to say Anthony Edwards. I just...
Your problematic fave.
recently problematic fave. We'll get into the apology a little bit. Left a little bit to be desired, but I'm all about second chances.
Yeah.
And
as a Christian.
As a Christian, I'm all about second chances. And... in a formerly unimpeachable resume, Anthony Edwards' resume was slightly impeached a few weeks ago. And but until further notice, that's got to be my answer.
Sounds good. Durf, favorite non-Kevin Garnett Wolf of all time.
You already know it's Greg Monroe, baby.
Greg
Monroe.
Moose boy.
Moose will always have a place in my heart. He came in when we needed him. And he got boards.
So
what more can you ask?
I think I muted the group chat when this happened. How did you come to love Greg Monroe so much? You just love the number 55?
I relate to him. He came in and he got rebounds. And as you know, in our rec league, that's what I do. So I felt like on a spiritual level, me and him saw eye to eye. I mean, not physically because he's towers over me, but
I mean, you're 6'7".
Yeah, he's 7 foot, right?
Is he
6'11"?
I think so.
6'10". He might be 6'10".
He's a lean 6'10" though.
But I've never had. I don't have to look up to people. So that's like an odd.
You have to look up to Greg Monroe,
which is nice.
I do.
Well,
he's a man.
That's very enlightening. Thank you. Mine, Michael Beasley. This is no shock to you guys. I think his tenure on the Wolves was electrifying, and he should come back. I've been watching some of the Shanghai Sharks footage of Michael Beasley, and the boy, man, he's still got it. And then, okay, thank you for sharing. Statement edition jerseys, our first, current event-ish topic. The new Statement Saturday jerseys came out. We got rid of the lime greens, the Aurora green, whatever. We got like this charcoal gray with the nice sans serif font, the N and like the, what is it? The
V?
It's not I almost said is it? Oh yeah, because Timberwolves, right? Yeah, so it's the M and the V make like wolf fangs. Got the Aurora green being like the Northern Lights. Do we like them?
I like them better than the lime green jerseys that they're replacing, which were terrible. I think they're the same as the systemic issues we're facing in all of the NBA, where jerseys are just like kind of boring right now. All the statement of jerseys are just like this boring font in block letters.
Mm-hmm. Is it a boring font if the font resembles fangs?
Until you told me that the font resembled fangs, I didn't know that the font resembled fangs.
I disagree with Beck on a lot of things on this matter, but I will say that it was subtle enough where I didn't catch it till you called it out.
Well, you guys.
But it is a nice detail. I'll say this: it's never going to match like the '90s like cartoon graphics jerseys, like Toronto Jazz. But it is nice. It took me when they first leaked, or like the picture of the picture or whatever it was on Reddit.
The 2K, the 2K.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, these jerseys blow. It's like you're getting off a leaked 2K image. Are you serious?
It's 2 pixels basically that leaked. But that was meh. But after seeing it, ruminating on it, and seeing the hype video around it, I was into it.
It's on D'Angelo Russell's body, who's a baddie. So like he makes everything look good. Fashion god.
Yeah.
I'm very pro these jerseys. I think they're super hot. I can't wait to wear them and steal your girl. So
I think the detail that I think I pointed out in the group chat, which I don't know if it was meant to be, but the stripe across the chest, obviously we've acknowledged that that's the Northern Lights. And maybe this is just me putting meaning where there isn't, but I'm pretty sure that the second stripe in the middle of the weight, like below the waistline,
the shorts are you describing shorts?
Of the shorts.
Below the waistline of the jersey.
You wear it on the bottom half of your body. I don't remember what those are called.
Yeah.
So the strip that goes across is the reflection in the water. And I don't know if that's actually a thing, but that's an added detail I like.
That's kind of hot.
Yeah.
That's kind of hot. Cool. Thanks for sharing. You're all going to buy one. So you're going to get your problematic fave number 1. Good for you, Brandon. All right. Before we get into how's that vibe, or how's that vibe? How's that vibe? Before we get into how's the vibe, we got to show some love to Jimmy's Dips, baby. Okay. This is a locally owned dip company. They have a new fall flavor. Now there's 2 iconic fall flavors. Well, there's only one in my book, but there's 2. One gets a lot of pub. It's in your coffee. It's very divisive. As the British say, it's pumpkin derivative. That flavor sucks. It blows. But there's one fall flavor that gets no hate because it's iconic, it's timeless, and that's caramel dip, apple caramel dip. Jimmy's has the new caramel dip. I got some. Durf's got some. And Durf, you also have Brandon's that you haven't given to Brandon because you're going to...
Yeah, I got it hanging out with me. I texted Beck the other day because I finished my tub of it in about 12 hours, less than 12 hours.
Jeez.
And I was like, hey, do you like caramel apples? Because if you don't, we're going to finish this.
He was very subtle.
Do you like caramel apples? Do you like breathing?
I knew the answer, but I was just hoping.
Here's the thing. I'm allergic to apples, and I still had some caramel apples to have with this dip. And my wife was pissed. She's like, no, you're going to have like an anaphylactic reaction. That's the word, right? Anaphylactic or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they're like, you're going to have a reaction. I was like, that's a good point. So this might be kind of weird. I had pears with the dip. Is there caramel pears? Is that a thing?
If you had caramel pears, caramel pears are a thing.
Yeah, I guess I did it. I also put it on graham crackers per Jimmy's recommendations. Super fire. So when you want to get this caramel dip from Jimmy's Dips, you look for the apples. Again, locally owned dip company. They've been in Stewartsville, Minnesota for 3 generations, 3rd generation family business. They're at Cub Foods and Hy-Vee. A tub of Jimmy's caramel dips usually goes for around $4.99. Okay. They're kind of like the Costco hot dog. They just keep it at $4.99, no inflation. Do you guys say caramel or caramel? I said both in this read, which is
it is caramel.
Team caramel.
Team caramel?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Jimmy's Dips. Big love to Stewartsville. How are the vibes? All right. First segment. How are the vibes? We just had media day. There were some big takeaways. I'm going to go over what I think were the big takeaways, like the big thesis statements that people have been hitting. Mm-hmm. And then if I miss anything, we could go around the horn and just anything that stood out to you guys. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. So number 1, Ant gave that lackluster apology. Brandon, I think your initial statement kind of handled it. It was lackluster, but it's too soon to really see any actionable items.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see Ant take action. And the apology did not suggest that action was coming, but
he said
we'll wait and see.
He said he would squash homophobic language in the locker room. Big love
that.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Especially, big love to Chris Hine from the Star Tribune. I had him on my last music podcast. Great dude. He got that out of him. So shout out to him. And also check out his article on the Star Tribune. We don't want to heteronormatize wash this as like 3 straight guys. And Chris is, a gay writer, Timberwolves beat writer. So he's in the community in both ways. So I think his words are the authority here. Did you see that the Lakers announced Pride Night on the 12th in the preseason versus the Timberwolves? It'd be cool. Mm-hmm. Would it be cool if Ant said something like kind of like, hey, I'm going to do better? Or is that kind of like showy? She just took the booze?
Seems like a weird thing to do on the road.
Yeah, kind of like center himself.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's that. That's the touchy subject. He also claimed, or people claim, that he's added 11 pounds of muscle.
He looks it, dude.
He looks
he really
jacked.
does.
Is that just he like shaved his hair, so it's a little more high and tight, so like he just looks buffer? Well, I mean, he did add 11 pounds.
I don't know. He
No,
he had mostly like the braids last year, so his head didn't get any smaller.
Yeah, but it's all about optics, right?
Yeah.
So for reference, I've tried to find, so that puts him at 6'4", 240. I tried to find some comparisons of like people like that, and they're all NFL running backs.
Did I saw one where they were comparing him to Derrick Henry?
Yep, Derrick Henry, 6'3", 247. That's the closest comparison. I also got Nick Chubb from the Browns, right? He still plays for the Browns, right? This is a basketball podcast.
Yeah.
6'1", 227. So Ant is more of a beast than Nick Chubb, whose last name is Chubb. Like, he is a beast. And then Najee Harris, 6'1", 232. So he's bigger, he's bigger, more explosive.
Basically Derrick Henry.
He's Derrick Henry. The only Vikings adjacent thing I can get, because, you know, Minnesota for life. The closest comp I had was Jimmy Kleinsaucer, which 6'3", so close in height.
The body composition might be a little different.
Yeah, he's
there.
272. So Jimmy's dips, Jimmy's Kleinsaucer.
Can I put Jimmy Kleinsaucer on the Wolves for the fictional basketball players segment?
If you can find any hoop stats about that, absolutely.
Yeah.
So this brings up like an Anthony Edwards, wrapping up the Anthony Edwards Media Day thing. He's going to take that year 3 leap. We're banking on it. Do we want it to be finishing at the rim leap, or do we want it to be a defensive leap? Or, I mean, ideally both. But do we want it to be like a more well-rounded player, or like a James Harden offense-only type guy?
I don't know if I think there's like a myth around like the Anthony Edwards inefficiency thing coming from like the #1 Anthony Edwards fanboy.
Yeah.
Like he's got like real similar like efficiency numbers to a lot of, and I haven't like vetted this lately, but in the middle of the season last
freeballing the
season,
stats, Durf.
in the middle of the season last year, his efficiency numbers were not that
doing his
far
own
off from
research
like
over here.
Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell, like really, really high level shooting guards. So I think that because we've like kind of typecast him as this like big get to the rim finisher guy, everyone just every time he takes a 3 panics and screams inefficiency, when the truth
When he's
was
good.
He's an awesome 3-point shooter. Like, yeah, maybe that balance can be struck a little bit better, but I think that was more a result of the fact that he was the only guy on the roster last year capable of getting to the rim. Whereas now you have like Rudy Gobert putting pressure on the rim. You're probably going to get more Jalen Noel minutes this year. He'll put pressure on the rim. So I want to see the leap on the defensive end, and I want to see him engaged. I mean, we've seen him capable of it. He puts in, like, when he's got like a matchup, when he's guarding Ja Morant or Paul
He likes
George,
the highlights.
he amps it up.
Yeah.
And he does the thing, but he gets bored off ball. He gets bored on those matchups that aren't like hoops, highlights,
yeah.
worldwide wob, like look at Ant, get down in a stance and guard this like all-star guy. So I think if we just like see that engagement go up more, the sky is the limit.
Yeah. Durf, you agree? I'm assuming. Do you have anything to add?
So the answer to this question, how are we attributing this wish? Is it like Tony Hawk where you can change the scale, like you add the
That's a
stats?
great question.
Because I want to, if I can do that, I'm putting it all in dunks, and I want to take down
Okay.
every other.
This
stat.
guy plays NBA Live
like-
2005 dunk contest mode.
I'm just saying, I want to see him, especially putting on those 11 pounds. He's going to put some people out going to the rim.
He's not close to Zion weight, is he? No.
No.
Sorry.
Williamson was almost
Zion's
like 300 pounds last year.
Okay, quick Pelicans podcast. Quick PP, as it were. Do you see how ripped he's looking? Zion looks nuts. I'm high on the Pelicans this year.
Zion looks good. Also, Brandon Ingram with the afro looks cool.
Dude,
Pelicans, cool team.
when we do like our
stock through the roof.
when we do our predictions, we'll talk about the West. I think the Pelicans like kind of like us last year, like a 7-4 ish seed.
I got the whole West tiered out.
Yeah. Wow. Hell yeah. So there's the Ant talk. D'Lo, we're going back to media day. D'Lo is incredibly chill, as D'Lo is, about being in a contract year. He says like he's going to just kind of figure it out. It was a good, nice answer Brandon, do you remember what he said, like verbatim? It was kind of like, if you want money, it's like free agency is where it's at, but I'm just going to play. I'm going to do my thing. I prep every year the same. Like just the, D'Lo consistent chill guy.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like the classic D'Lo. Like he's not like a big soundbite guy unless like
he's calling out the fans.
Unless he's in like one of his moods after like a big loss or something. But he's never been a big guy that's like going to like bring the house down at media day. And I'm personally of the belief that I think adding Rudy Gobert is going to like really unlock something.
We got to re-sign him now. Like, because we can get him for like 4 years, 24 a year, right? Like he's not going to get another max.
We're gonna be all capped out anyway. If we want D'Angelo Russell, we pay D'Angelo Russell. And
So what do you guys know about the salary cap? Because if we sign him, we can sign him and go over the salary cap. But if
we're already over the salary cap.
Yeah.
If D'Angelo Russell walks, then we just like lose that salary cap slot.
So because Rudy Gobert takes like that money basically.
Rudy,
so we don't get
Cat, the Ant extension, the Jaden extension, all those things are going to eat up. We're going to be over the cap for the life of Cat's contract.
So from what I understand, if D'Lo walks, we can't like sign another like $33 million a year player.
Yeah.
But if we can trade him,
you could sign and trade him. So a good like point of reference for this is Jalen Brunson signing as a free agent with the Knicks this offseason. So the Mavericks didn't extend Jalen Brunson, and then he walked as a free agent. And they didn't sign and trade him. They didn't do anything. So they just lose the ability to have that salary cap slot unless they extend another guy to that and then trade that guy or something like that. That's kind of what the Warriors did with D'Angelo Russell, ironically, when Kevin Durant left.
That's right.
That's how they have Andrew Wiggins now.
That's why it's like, I think it's either you re-sign him now and he does great with Gobert and you get him on a little bit of a discount, like a 24-25 mil a year. It's not a discount. Good for you, D'Lo. Proud of you. Happy fatherhood. Or it doesn't work out, trade him at the deadline and you bring in some other.
I can't imagine they're going to trade their starting point guard at the deadline if they're good.
That's a good point.
The thing would be a sign and trade would be what you'd hope for in the offseason, but you run the risk that he walks as a free agent.
That's why you got to lock him up because it's going to work. I know Rudy isn't explosive as like a Jarrett Allen, Brooklyn Nets situation, but it's going to be good. I saw like the one video they tweeted out about like,
they can do that every time. Undefeated.
You see Rudy Gobert like ask for the alley-oop, he goes like this, like very French.
Yeah.
Like it's a cigarette.
Hand it over.
Yep. That's not a French accent at all. Is that your French impression? Hand it over.
I didn't.
Hand it over. As the French say, hand it over. Another X factor that's near and dear to my heart. D'Lo just became a father. Russ Russell, what's the kid's name? Riley Russell. Sorry. Congrats to D'Lo and his bae, Laura. I'm also not a newfound father.
You just found yourself.
Yeah, I found my daughter.
As a father.
I had a daughter, and fatherhood like messes you up and it reprioritizes everything. You go harder in different ways. I think it was Zone Coverage, the Timberwolves blog. They did they coined it the Fred VanVleet effect, where like post parenthood, like he got crazy.
Yeah. Went off. It like happened like in the middle of a playoff series. Like Fred VanVleet like had his kid like, and then like game 4 or whatever, like from that point forward, he was an all-star.
It's Fred season. So I do think parenthood will either have a Ricky Rubio effect where Ricky's like, hey, I'm all about my kid. I'm going to leave in a couple of years because the NBA isn't worth having a kid. But it's year 14 Ricky Rubio, or it's going to VanVleet D'Lo into a whole new stratosphere of performance. So that's something to keep an eye on.
So you think there's 2 outcomes for D'Lo. He either is giving up and focusing on fatherhood, or he is an all-star.
He retires.
There's no maintaining option. He's not just going to continue.
He's not going to be the same. He's either going to be like back to all-star mode or retire immediately. That's my prediction.
Okay.
It's not my prediction. Right. Number 3, Rudy says, he quotes Mean Girls, the limit does not exist. He says his team is able to go as far as they want to go. I don't know what to make of that because there's no really, this goes into like the dog problem. Like who is going to unlock these guys to work hard consistently. And that's like the dog problem that Paul Pierce and KG were in their podcast. They had a discussion that they gave away a lot. They didn't talk about the picks. And I think we're all kind of in agreement that the picks are like whatever, but it's like
picks
that dog.
Lame.
Yeah. Picks are lame, whatever. Yeah. Those 5 picks, no problem. Sorry that we lost Walker Kessler. Sorry to the owners of Cowboy Jacks. I'm sorry you lost that business. But I think, the culture, the Vandos, the Malik, the Pat Babs, like those were our grinders. Malik's volume shooting, Vando and Bev's hustle, so and Patrick Beverley's leadership. So I think that's lost. They were talking about how do we make how do we reconcile Rudy's comments of going as far as they want to go, and also Paul Pierce and KG saying we lost the dog, because I think those comments kind of work in harmony. How are we reconciling that? How are we feeling about that?
Yeah, so I don't think there was any question we're going to miss Pat Bev, Vando, and Beasley. I mean, those guys were like really big parts of one of the better Timberwolves teams ever. Not exactly a super rich history of talent, but I don't know. I think obviously nobody is going to reach the got that dog in him levels of Patrick Beverley. Yeah. He's like the A+, 100th percentile version of that.
He's the Cronus of dogs. If you're familiar with Greek mythology,
is the definition of
the Cronus of dogs.
Yeah.
But I was going over the roster and kind of looking at who I thought were some guys that maybe could fill that role, and Vando as well, as kind of just a guy that for whatever his shortcomings were on offense, or when he was playing hurt and all that stuff last year, one thing you could never say about Vando was that he didn't bring it 100%. And so I think I have 4 guys that I think are got that dog in him candidates.
Dog leadership type stuff? Okay.
Yeah. In varying degrees, because this first one, I don't see him as a Pat Bev, take the reins leader guy, but everything I've read and listened to about Jaden McDaniels is that guy talks a ton of trash on the court.
Interesting.
He's going to be in the starting lineup kind of taking that Pat Bev role of he's going to be guarding the other team's best player, and if he can stay out of foul trouble, he'll be playing 30 plus minutes a game, and he'll be a big part of this team. And I think he's as the non max level guy, big stage all-star caliber, maybe not D'Lo, but close to that all-star caliber guy, as the 5th guy in the starting lineup, he could definitely bring that. And then some guys off the bench. From a leadership perspective, everyone spoke they gave rave reviews for Taurean Prince last season.
That's my vote.
Yeah, so we're excited to have him back. The tricky part about Taurean Prince is we'll get into the depth later, but is Taurean Prince even going to play? I don't even know. Jalen Noel, I think, is a guy that's got a lot of dog in him. Guy that's going to bring it every night. If he can make that leap on defense, we got a real player on our hands. And then the dark horse, the new guy, who I think is the closest Pat Bev facsimile that we have, is going to be Austin Rivers.
He's going to make the team.
Austin Rivers is definitely going to make the team.
I agree.
In my opinion.
He has outbursts, right? That's his thing.
So Austin Rivers, we lost a lot of shooting too. And we can talk a little bit about Beasley. But Austin Rivers, he brings that shooting. He's really, really good at shooting from the corners, but I didn't know this, but apparently reputationally, he is a tremendous defensive player.
Austin Rivers?
Yeah, everything that I'm reading from, and everything that Finch is saying and Conley is saying is Austin Rivers, outside of McDaniels and Gobert, is probably the best defensive player on the team.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay, I love it. I think this is the Rivers effect. Doc Rivers kid. He went to Duke, right?
Yeah, so he was the number one recruit.
LA Clippers, big media stuff, big media bias. I mean, he had some there's some blow ups, right? And just narrative stuff. But now I think about it, I can't remember an Austin Rivers problem besides his dad kind of gave the okay to trade him.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest problem with Austin Rivers is just that he's been on a million teams, and as every time a guy has been on a million teams, it starts to become a why doesn't anybody want this guy for more than a year thing?
How old is he?
He's got to be in his 30s.
Austin Rivers' age.
He's one of those guys where I'm is he old, or has he just been on a million teams? Because I feel every time you change a jersey.
He is a year older than us. He is 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love how he's a leader. It's we're at home playing we're trading Pokemon, and this guy's going to be the leader of
getting McDonald's to the third.
I mean, he's going to be one of the oldest guys on the team.
That's so nuts to me.
Yeah,
we're old wild. Guys. My knee hurts all the time now.
Is he the oldest? Rudy's 31. Is Rudy the oldest guy on the team?
It's got to be, because Kyle Anderson's 29.
Yeah.
Taurean Prince is 28.
I would have guessed Kyle Anderson was 30.
Nas Reed's 20.
Kyle Anderson was born 30.
Yeah, that's true.
He's like Pharrell and like Paul Rudd. He doesn't age.
Kyle Anderson, that's another guy who's probably going to step up in a bit of a leadership role. That's a guy who's definitely going to play, who Finch has been raving about.
So we're dancing around the roster construction conversation. Beck, you hinted at it. Durf, I think you did earlier in the pod too. We have 20 players under roster. Only 15 can make it to tip. We have. What are the problems? What are the problems of the roster right now besides the dog?
I just want you to say the thing you're going to say because it's insane.
So here's the deal. We, as Minnesotans, we get very attached to certain players. And there's 3 that I think are on the chopping block, given what we've brought in. Naz Reid, Jordan McLaughlin.
You're insane.
And Nate Knight, which no one's attached to Nate Knight yet, but I like Nate Knight.
I'll bet you $1,000 right now that Jordan McLaughlin is on the opening day roster and is in the rotation.
I know that Finch is like super high on J-Mac. He's like 5'6".
He's 5'11", and there's zero chance Jordan McLaughlin. Jordan McLaughlin was playing crunch time in Game 6 of an elimination game.
I understand that.
D'Lo was struggling, and he very
because we didn't have any because Pat Bev's old and tired, and D'Lo is struggling. So don't roll your eyes at me. It's so condescending.
I'm just this is an insane take.
Okay, let me tell you why.
He's never turned the ball over. He has yet to do it in the NBA. What did he go 100 possessions without 100 assists to 1 turnover?
Let me tell you why I'm worried about Jordan McLaughlin. So D'Lo starting. Jalen Noel's going to get more minutes. Finch has been...
Jalen Noel's not a point guard.
He runs the offense. We might do some point and we have Austin Rivers. Okay, so those are 4 people that are going to be taking time at the 1.
Jordan McLaughlin is ahead of both Austin Rivers and Jalen Noel in the point guard pecking order.
Austin Rivers is not going to be happy with a 12th guy on the
Austin Rivers is making a minimum.
A cool 1.8K. Nope, 1.8 mil. Sorry.
I would not play for 1.8K.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm in the minority. I'm worried about J-Mac. How do we feel about Naz and Nate Knight? Because we brought in Eric Pascal, the Stauskas guy.
Well, okay, so Stauskas is not making the team. He's going to be on the G League roster.
How do you reconcile that opinion with the fact that I saw a Twitter video of him hitting a 3?
One time he made 100. He made 97 out of 100 threes or something. We have a friend who's a big Michigan fan. He made sure to tell us how good Stauskas was going to be.
So I think Naz Reid, Nate Knight, Eric Pascal.
So Eric Pascal's on a 2-way contract.
Okay. So he could be in Iowa. That's right.
Yeah. So Pascal's going to be on the roster probably. The question is, does he get moved up to a full roster spot, or does he keep that 2-way spot? Because the 2-ways are Pascal and AJ Lawson. I'd find it more likely that AJ Lawson loses a 2-way spot than Pascal. I do agree that I think one of Naz Reid and Nate Knight seems a little redundant, especially if a guy like PJ Dozier is back and healthy and is going to make the team. But I don't think both of those guys, I think that one of those guys will for sure make the team, maybe both. I can't imagine they'd cut both of them. Jordan McLaughlin is definitely not going to get cut.
I'm worried about the height. I'm worried about the,
I think Bryn Forbes is another one who's not 100%
really
definitely going to make the roster. Yeah, he's definitely not going to be in the rotation on opening night.
But they sell his jersey in the team store. They sent a tweet about it and everything. It's at Forbes.
I still think he's on the chopping block.
Okay.
He is much more likely to not make the team than Jordan McLaughlin.
So for those that don't follow Nuggets basketball, which is basically half our team now, shout out Tim Connolly. Forbes was their sharpshooter. He's supposed to fill that Malik role a little bit, kind of be the sharpshooter quarter guy besides Cat and Ant and D'Lo.
He is pretty much as good a shooter as Malik Beasley, and if you can believe it, he is much worse defensively.
Also, he has way less sauce than Malik. So much less sauce than Malik, which is unfortunate. And then any other roster points we want to talk about depth before we go into preseason over-unders? We're running a bit long.
Do we need to pick one from those 3 that you handed out? If we were going to cut one of those 3?
No, it's going to be Nate Knight, obviously.
Yeah.
Which sucks. He's sick. Also, Nate Knight's a cool name. I think Nate's a cool name.
Nate Knight is a
Nate's
great
dope name, dude.
Nate Knight is
Top
a
5 all
great
time.
garbage time guy because he just comes in and all he is doing is hunting heads.
He wants
and
to
he
yam.
wants to dunk on someone so bad.
So, yes, Nate.
I was just gonna say, I think we were at the OKC game last year when they played absolutely nobody.
Because
When everybody was out, hurt, whatever. I think it was near the All-Star break, but that was so fun to see him just go off.
That was like a Nate Knight,
It's a
Jalen
good-
Noel game, wasn't it? Yeah. Where they,
Yeah. It was a blast. It was so fun.
It was a great time. It's fun to see end of the bench guys like get that chance to go hard and like succeed. It's electrifying. Maybe because
And one of them works their way up to being the backup point guard. And then you want to cut
and then I want to cut him. My own Jordan flesh and blood. Okay, so before we get into preseason over-unders, Brandon, pull up your doc. We'll get that going. We got to show some love to Joe Mama's Salsa. Okay, this is another River Falls, Wisconsin local brand. We'll claim River Falls. Joe Mama's Salsa. So when you think about a Midwest-made salsa brand, you go, oh, that can't be hot and spicy. There's no way. I had the hot pineapple salsa. I got it from our pull tab leader, John King. He gave me some salsa. I cracked it open when I got home. I had the hot pineapple salsa. Did I tell you that it's hot pineapple? Have I mentioned that?
I haven't seen any of these dips. They're all at Durf's house.
Durf, stop bogarting the dips
We're
and
waiting
salsas.
for the big reveal.
The big reveal. Whatever. It actually was spicy. My nose was running and it was delicious. It was vivacious. You know how some salsas like are salty and they hurt the sides of your mouth? This went down easy. I ate 75% of it from 3 to 3:30 p.m. and I had the other 25% during House of the Dragon. I destroyed it. So make sure you go show some love to Joe Mama's Salsa. You got Mama's Baby, Mama's Original. Those are the ones that Durf's talking about. I had pineapple, mango, roasted garlic, and smoking hot Mama. Joe Mama's Salsa, why'd you name that after my wife? Get it? Because she's a mom now. So Joe Mama's Salsa, love you. Check them out. Search for them. They're in your grocery store. All right. Season predictions and expectations, over-unders, preseason over-unders. We went through some stuff about like the team, wins, some player-specific ones, and also host-specific that we will rate ourselves on.
Yeah.
So Brandon, take us through over-unders. And let's kind of go a little bit rapid fire through these because again, we're going
Yeah.
long.
All right. And so just so we're clear, these are like not your typical over-unders. These aren't just like wins, points per game for Anthony Edwards. We tried to pick like some weird fun stuff for these over-unders. So
You want the boring stuff? Go to Vegas. You want the fun stuff?
Yeah.
Crunch wears no pants.
yeah. So our first over-under, the line is 0.5 and it is Rudy Gobert 3-pointers. How many 3-pointers is Rudy Gobert going to make this season?
For context, he's never made one in his career.
He's 0 for 11, but all 11 attempts have been in the last 2 seasons.
You see what he did in like the Euro basket where he pulled up and it was just a brick. I'm hitting the over. I think Rudy rubs off on Cat and Cat starts playing more defense. I think Rudy nails one. Durf over. So I'm hitting the over on 0.5.
I'm hammering the over. He's
going for 3.
He's gonna hit 2. I'm saying he's gonna hit 2.
Well, I'm going to hit the under on
And
this
they're gonna
one.
be in the same game.
I'm going to hit the under on this one. I just think he's not going to be much. He's not going to be living far out of the paint with D'Lo just throwing him blobs left and right.
You know what's going to happen? Game like 37. It's going to be time running out in the first quarter and Rudy's going to throw it up and just drain it. And I'm going to be running laps around you, dude.
He's gonna hit one like the MJ like stretching arm, jumps behind the 3-point line, gets halfway to and just drops it in.
I have no idea what you're describing.
And we also forgot to specify that we're going to be tracking these over-unders throughout the season. And whoever has the worst score on the over-unders owes whoever has the best score on the over-unders a throwback Wolves jersey of their choice. The only stipulation is it cannot be Kevin Garnett, Kevin Love, or Karl Anthony Towns.
I was going to make
Space Jam.
a K joke there, but I didn't want to anymore. I was like, we got scared. eBay, what's cracking? Sponsor us. Okay, next over-under. Did you mark those down?
Yes, I'm marking them down.
Cool.
The next over-under, I think I know what Jally's going to pick on this one because he doesn't even think he's going to be on the team. There are a lot of Jordan McLaughlin over-unders in here. Jordan McLaughlin dunks for the season. The over-under is 4.5. Do we think Jordan McLaughlin is going to have more or less than 4.5 dunks?
Does preseason count? Because again, I think
No, preseason does not count.
Okay, under, but I think he will yam one on Yao Ming in preseason.
Durf, what do you got?
Under.
I'm going to take the over. I did the research on this one. Jordan McLaughlin has had more than 4 dunks, has had 4 more dunks in all 3 seasons in his career.
I don't want one of those joints like he kind of dunks, he gets close and then kind of like...
Yeah, he's going to have full fingertips
I need
over.
Tips tips on rim.
He's not going to like Anthony Edwards over Gabe Vincent.
This guy believes in J-Mac one moment, then hates on him the next. Yeah, Durf?
You can't have that like little... Like just help it over the rim. You have to have fingertips over.
We are using Basketball References official dunks category.
What do they categorize a dunk as?
Whatever.
What is the definition?
I got to mute my computer.
Yeah. This guy's never potted before.
We are whatever Basketball Reference categorizes. I scroll to the page that says shot distribution and it says dunks, and I take the number that it says there.
At the end of the season, we'll look at Basketball Reference. We don't know what they define it as, but they have a definition.
Yes.
So we'll do that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, fine.
The next over under D'Angelo Russell hairstyles. The number is 4.5.
I'm taking, because I think he's good for 4. He's like, he breaks, Yeah. I'm going to hit. He's a dad now. He might not have time to invest in that. I'm taking the under. Not because I don't want to see it. I think he's very attractive.
Durf, where you at?
I think he's going to take the over. I'm going to take the over. I think he's going to go 5.
Wow. Okay. I'm also taking the under. I have a D-Lo dad theory.
Yeah.
Shaved head at some point this season.
Crap. That is sacrilegious.
And maybe that could be a 5th hairstyle if it's later in the season, but that could also just completely limit hairstyle possibilities.
You know, there's like playoff beards in hockey. There's playoff shaved heads for D'Lo.
He might go the Jimmy Butler and just get the extensions too. You don't know.
That's hot. Dude, I love Jimmy with the dreads look, and I'm so sad he's not going to like wear it during the season. I just think absurd. Jimmy Butler's great. I know you're not supposed to like Jimmy as a Wolves fan. I don't like him as a 2019 Timberwolf. Love him as a 2018 Timberwolf and as a Miami Heat member because he's just a wild boy. I love him.
All right. The next one requires a little bit of definition. The over-under is Naz Reid games. And the number is 7.5.
So we texted about this. Elaborate on what is a Naz Reid game.
A Naz Reid game.
It's like porn. You know it when you see it.
I was literally about to say a Naz Reid game. There's no real definition, but you know it when you see it. It's a game that just makes you go, Naz Reid. So that could mean Naz Reid goes off for 20 points in the second half. Or it could mean Naz Reid had one really cool play really early in the game. Or it could be Naz Reid made one mind-numbingly stupid play that wrecked a game.
Yeah.
It's just a Naz Reid game.
It's a
any game that makes you say Naz Reid.
Yeah. The inflection, it doesn't matter the inflection.
So the number is 7.5. He has to play in the game.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
What if he trips and falls on the sideline?
What if he tackles Glue Girl?
What if
I think it's a Naz Reid game. Yeah, sorry, Dirk.
Like Naz Reid question mark. Like where's Naz Reid?
No,
if he gets kidnapped,
it's Naz Reid.
He's missing. We don't know where he is.
The number is 7.5.
7. Okay, so I think when he makes the team, I don't want to see him cut. I'm saying he's kind of on the when I'm going back, kind of retroactively, either like a trade or whatever, something with Naz because he's going to play more 4 this year. I'm assuming, right? Like they're going to shift him to the 4. Coach Finch, I think, mentioned that.
I think he's going to do a lot of cheering this season.
You think he's going to ride the bench?
I can't imagine Naz Reid's going to be in the rotation.
I think so. 7 is. I think I'm going to take the under just because of that.
But foul trouble. Cat foul trouble is the Naz Reid ticket.
But inherently, Rudy being on the team takes away at least 2 fouls from Cat a game. So he has 2 more to spend on the offensive side. So Cat will either be reckless.
So that's another minute.
I'm going to hit the under.
He just has more to give away.
Jally's taking the under.
I'm taking the under slightly. I don't like it,
Durf?
but I am.
I guess I'll take the under.
That's unders across the board for all of us. Naz Reid's going to stick a big middle finger to us.
This is not because we don't believe in Naz Reid.
I believe in just the depth of the team.
Yeah,
I think Naz Reid is like the 10th or 11th guy, and I think most NBA rotations are 9 guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
Over under is for Ant posters this year. The number is 7.5. So this is a little bit of a fuzzy one because like, what do you call a poster? Anything where he's dunking and like his body is on the defender.
I think we throw the definition to future guests of the pod and courtside aficionado Jordan Guy. I think if Jordan Guy, green-haired guy, you've seen him at games. If he is jumping like an infant, I think that counts as a poster.
Okay.
So we'll look at J-Dub and be like, hey, dude, did you jump up and down for this?
Over. Hammer the over then.
Yeah, 100% hammer the over.
What was it?
That's going to be
7.5.
Oh, yeah, definitely over.
Easy double digits.
So we're overs
talking
across
like
the board.
14, 15.
And if we do have a Gabe Vincent type thing, if it doesn't count, it still counts. Like
If he does Gabe Vincent dunk again and it counts, that's 50 posters.
Yeah, that's
And we're done.
sounds good. Sounds good.
season's over. We win.
This is a little bit of a negative one, and not a negative one, but our guy Cat signed the big extension. Over under 5.5 cringy Cat quotes this year.
I don't know if it's a negative because sometimes he just believes in himself, or he's like too positive, or like he tries to spin something. So it's not like a negative. It's like he's just good for a cringe.
The cringy Cat quotes are like either on the tail of a big losing streak, after a big win, or during some sustained period of winning. When things are just normal, Cat's just gonna be like doing his thing, but he'll bust out some sort of cringy quote at some point during any sustained extreme period.
What's the over under again?
5.5.
I'm taking the under because I think he's starting to understand. I think he's kind of embracing a villain like role where he knows he'll get hated on. So I think he's kind of leaning into that. And I think I'm a big Cat guy. I think he's kind of swaggy now. I'm taking the under. I think he's got it. Durf.
I was gonna say, I think embracing the villain aspect, as you said, like that's gonna lead to more.
Yeah, I was gonna say villains can cringe quote.
Yeah,
But I think when he was trying to be like an everyone needs to like me guy, that's when the cringe came out. But which is
that's
odd.
a different type of cringe. That's like corny cringe.
Yeah,
Cringe is cringe.
I think it's gonna be eradicated. I think he's been doing all the right cool things.
Did you see the letter he sent to Jordan?
That
Woods?
is the first cringe, but yeah, but that was a cringe. But also that's like with his girl, so like I get it.
Oh, and these don't kick off until the season starts.
Until October
Nothing
19th.
preseason counts.
I'm taking the under because Smiley Cat the villain, which makes no sense. He's a very nice guy. I've heard like behind the scenes, very nice. I think under.
I'm gonna hammer the over because I think that we're gonna be have a much bigger target on our back this year, and he knows it, and he's gonna he knows the platform that he has right now. So I think it's gonna be up.
All right, I'm going with the over too. I just don't think he can help himself.
You guys just want to hate on our franchise superstar.
I love Cat, but Cat is weird. That is the number one defining thing about Cat is he is weird.
I don't know. I love him. And future pod.
We adore Cat.
We have a future pod topic episode coming up. We don't know when we're going to do this, but we're going to do what will it take for Cat to usurp KG because it's closer than people want to admit. And we're going to talk about it like actually what will it take.
If he plays the entire contract out, he'll pass him.
Holy shit. Okay, hang on. We'll talk about that later. Sorry for swearing Beck's family.
The next one, over under players to play at least 1 minute this season for the Timberwolves. The over under is 18.5.
I'm going to
roster is 15 plus 2 two-ways is 17.
What was it last year? Do you have that offhand?
18.
Do we know, are there any like COVID? What's the rule around COVID this year?
It doesn't exist. It's over. Haven't you heard?
I don't know what the COVID protocols are this year.
Because that is an impact.
We also haven't said Durf isn't in studio because he has COVID right now. Okay, this guy got COVID in October to September 2022.
I'm gonna get it through the mic. Let me just breathe on it.
So the number last year was 18 with the big COVID thing in December.
So I'm taking the under then.
But they didn't make any trades at the trade deadline last season. That's how the number gets big. They make a trade, then those guys end up playing afterwards. So basically, any season they make trades, this number is over. Any season they don't, it's under.
Okay, I'm taking the under.
Jally's
under. I'm taking the over now. I changed my mind.
Okay, Durf.
I think I'm going to take the under.
Under. I am also going to take the under, because they don't really have much ammo to make trades.
Yeah, exactly. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, and then how many more do we have?
8 more.
We have 8 more?
Yes.
Can we rapid fire?
We'll rapid fire. All right, next one. We all know the pass, the super cool D'Lo no look pass to Jordan McLaughlin, backdoor right over the defender's ear. Over under D'Lo no look assists to Jordan McLaughlin 7.5.
I'm taking the under because he's cut. I have to double down on it now.
Durf?
Over. I'm taking the over.
I am taking the under, but not because I don't think he's going to play. I don't think D'Lo and J-Mac are going to play together that often.
Wow.
We're on a little bit of a J-Mac streak. Now we are on to our team, our podcast host specific section. So whoever this one is about is obviously not going to vote on this one. So this one is just between Durf and Jally. Over under Brandon tweets about Jordan McLaughlin being the greatest point guard of all time.
What's the over?
9.5.
Under, because he won't be on the team.
Well, then I'll be tweeting about it. I can't believe they cut the greatest point guard of all time.
Over.
I like Durf's chances on this one.
Yeah, I do too. I just have to commit to it now.
All right. The next over-under, also at 9.5. Any tweet by Durf referencing Greg Monroe. I'm hammering the over.
What was
on
it?
this.
9.5?
9.5.
Under, because there's not going to be any opportunities.
He hasn't sent me that game used jersey yet. He won't reply
Until
to my
Durf
tweets.
gets that game used jersey.
I need that jersey because they don't make Wolves jerseys with Monroe's name on it. I need.
You
that
go to
game
fanatics.com. They have custom ones. I'll send you the link.
I want the one he.
That's how I got the
wore,
Balmaro.
okay? It's meaningful. I need it on my wall. Okay.
Yeah, you can buy it.
Moose.
$130.
All right. Let's get these rolling.
Sorry,
Got five more.
Sorry.
The over-under on this next one, our highest over-under yet, at 49.5. Jally tweets that fear is the mind killer.
I'm hammering the over.
I'm also hammering the over on this. I think that's like one playoff game.
Yeah,
That's the thing. You guys are.
that's a weekend for him.
These are locked in, right?
Yeah.
Fear is the mind killer is like for clutch big games and playoff only.
Yeah, but you
I'm not gonna tweet.
you tweeted like 30 times a game during the Grizzlies series.
So this is also including postseason?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then hammer the over. Yeah.
Yeah. You're at like 14 or 15 times just in the off season. Like,
Just on
there's not
Instagram on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. The next one, over under 1.5, Jalen Noel, 30-point games.
I'm taking the over. He's gonna get guess what? 9.
Jesus.
Durf, what do you got?
You said it's 1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over.
I'm going to take the under. Jalen Noel has never scored 30 points in a game. 29 is his career high.
He's got his chance.
Another guy who like maybe doesn't play. We're really deep, guys. Okay.
This guy.
This is a fun one. Over under 0.5 number of times the president of basketball operation hooks up with the head of PR.
It's gonna shock you.
The over hit on this last year.
He's smashing that ass. I'm smashing the over.
Oh no.
It's gonna happen. No,
There it is.
it's the under.
I'm taking the under. Durf.
Is Tim Connolly married? Do we know?
I don't know.
I think he is.
Married to the game.
It didn't matter for Gerson.
Let me Google it quick.
Are you taking the over or under, Durf?
I say under.
Yeah.
All right. The next one, over under all stars for the Minnesota Timberwolves, 1.5.
I'm taking the over. It's going to be 2, but I think it should be 3, but we'll be robbed.
They have to be really good to get 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking over.
I'm also taking the over. Basically the case is like Cat's going to be on the team if he's not hurt. And the question is like, is Rudy going to still be there as like the second big man, or is Ant going to take the leap and make the team? Like Donovan Mitchell being out of the conference is like a real big like Ant boost.
Yep.
And the last one, the over-under is 0.5. Larry O'Brien trophies for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
It's crazy that this is actually like something we can talk about. Like, I know we're all homers. Over.
Jally's got the over. Durf, where you at?
Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna buy in. Let's do it.
Wow.
Over.
I'm going to be a hater, guys. I'm going to take the under because
He wants the points.
I want the points. I definitely want the points, but also I don't think we need to win an NBA championship for this season to be a success. You know?
Yeah.
Host a playoff series, win a playoff series. Like maybe we're in the Western Conference Finals. Like all that stuff. Like that's success. Like we're at the beginning of this thing.
I don't think we need to. I think we're going to, but I don't think we need to.
That's the thing with like jaded Minnesota fans on Twitter. We've seen it. It's like, oh, if they didn't win a ring, it doesn't count. It doesn't matter. It's a failure. We saw it with the Wild. We saw it with the Timberwolves. Like people hating on the team because they didn't bring home the Stanley Cup or the Larry O'Brien trophy.
Yeah. So I just think there's a lot of versions of success this season that don't result in a championship.
Second round
I
playoffs
want that throwback jersey. So I'm taking the points.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I do want to jump in here. Tim Connolly is married and they do have 2 children.
Oh
so
man.
again,
well, that's going to be devastating if the overheads.
Okay. So
nah, we're done.
we're done. You're done with the bit?
keep going.
Okay. So we've been running long. So we're gonna admit. Can we omit who? Do we want to do fictional player round out the roster, or do we want to do who's that wolf?
Who's that wolf should be quick. There's only 5 hints.
Okay. Let's do what fictional basketball player to add to the Wolves, but we'll each only do our best one.
Yeah, I know. I have 10.
Okay,
So I'll just do one.
Pick your best one, and maybe we'll put out like maybe some videos on our TikTok.
Yeah. I have one like honorable mention, but I'll wait to see if it's your guys'.
Yeah.
There's an honorable mention we need to throw in here as well.
It's going to be Anthony Edwards from Hustle. Okay, interesting. Whatever. So, parameters for fictional basketball player on the Wolf. We've talked about the roster problems, the lack of dog, maybe like some. I've talked about backup point guard problems. So we're going to go around and say what fictional basketball player we want on the Wolves. Let's start with Durf. Your best. I know we all prepped 3. We're only going to do 1. We'll do the rest
I
online.
prepped 10.
I am gonna. Oh man, this is tough. I have 3, and I think I'm probably gonna go with Jim Halpert.
Amazing pick.
Jim Halpert is my ad. The reason why. Okay, so
Big,
this solves
long
your
wing.
issues with.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was gonna say. And this solves one of your issues. Why? So I'd have him as your off the bench guard.
Oh, wow.
He's bigger than McLaughlin, so that solves your issue, Jolly.
Thank you.
Big wingspan.
Yeah, big wing. He can play defense. I mean, he
shut down
your
Roy
Pat
in that
Bev.
game.
He's your Pat Bev replacement.
John
He's not-
Krasinski is 6'3".
He's not as vocal, obviously,
Mhm.
but he can score at will. He plays defense. He's well-rounded, and you get him on a minimum contract.
And
Go ahead.
imagine the John Krasinski confusion if they were both associated with the Wolves.
Gosh, yes, that's what I'm saying. We corner the market. Minnesota corners the market on John Krasinski's.
That's nuts. That interview would be great.
Yeah,
amazing. Like, Johnny K has to have we'll get him on the pod eventually. He seems to be a nice pod guy.
He just talked about that in a pod recently. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, he gets a lot of misdirected John Krasinski
all the
stuff.
time. But why haven't they done it? They should do an interview when he's here eventually. We'll find a way to meet him.
When they
and
play the
bring him.
76ers or something. He's
Yeah.
from Philadelphia,
Yeah.
isn't he? Or
Yeah.
is that just a The Office
Maybe
thing?
we'll kind of do like a Parent Trap type bit where we get Johnny K and then John Krasinski from The Office. But come down to the pod. What's going on, guys?
We just invited one John Krasinski. We got 2.
What? This is crazy.
Oh God, that's the promotional clip for this episode. Cool. Okay, Brandon, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I will go.
Okay.
So
remember, only 1, not 10.
Yep. I'll just do the one. And if you don't say my other one, it has to be an honorable mention.
Okay, sounds good.
I am taking Sidney Dean from White Man Can't Jump.
Who's that? I've never seen that movie.
Oh, Sidney Dean. He's played by.
Is he the white man?
No. It's a Blade. The guy that plays Blade.
It's Mahershala Ali.
No.
Oh,
Blade.
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. It's Wesley Snipes.
Sorry, go right to the MCU.
He's like a ball handling, like street ball type of point guard. Big trash talker.
He's the co-lead of that movie, right?
Yeah,
He's on the
yeah,
cover
yeah, with
of
Woody
the
Harrelson.
VHS. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think he brings that Pat Bev energy that we're missing. You know, he's got that dog in him.
Yeah.
He's a trash talker.
He's a daywalker.
Lead ball handler, sucks the opponent's blood.
Also shoots them in nightclubs, a la Blade scene.
But no, I think Sidney Dean is the guy for the job.
Sidney Dean.
Sidney Dean.
Sorry, I need to watch this video. This video.
Good movie. White Man Can't Jump. Good movie.
Okay, love it. Mine is. I'm gonna do some scene setting for mine. With the off-season losses of Malik Beasley, Vando, and Jake Layman, the Wolves lost 3 of their 4 sexiest players. D'Lo being the remaining top big sexy, the TBS as we call it.
Anthony Edwards erasure.
He's like Anthony Edwards is a cutie pie, not a top big sexy. So I think we need to add Lola Bunny. Besides being a bunny baddie, Lola put up an efficient 4-for-4 versus the Monstars and provided some grit and leadership that we seem to think that the Wolves are missing. So leadership, 4-for-4, hourglass frame, my criteria.
I like it.
We don't have to get into it, but I like rapid fire. I want to hear the rest of your list, Beck.
First, so I'll give my rapid fire rest of the list, and then I'll do my honorable mention. Yeah. Kenny Tyler from The Sixth Man, because you get a literal sixth player. That would be huge. Jesus Shuttlesworth from He Got Game, most talent on the board. Jimmy Chitwood, he provides that Malik Beasley shooting, but he's probably a racist.
Where's Airbud?
Airbud's not on my list. Jackie Moon for the vibes. Calvin Cambridge, basically Michael Jordan.
Is that the guy from Django?
It's like Mike.
No, Calvin Cambridge. He's from Like Mike.
No, I thought it was Leo DiCaprio.
That's why I said he's basically Michael Jordan.
Oh, I thought it was Leo. My bad.
As anyone from the Monstars or Looney Tunes, but I was concerned that if the games aren't in Looney Tune land, are they going to be as good?
I don't know the canonical implications of Space Jam.
I just know that Michael Jordan's arm was allowed to stretch 40 feet in Looney Tune land.
That's the reference I was trying to make earlier, Jally, that you didn't catch up on. When I said he jumped behind the 3-point line and just drop it in.
My bad.
And then Bo Cruz, but I'm concerned of the chemistry with Kermit Wiltz already on the team.
That'd be tough.
And then my honorable mention, who I think we need to put on the team, from semi-pro, Twiggy Munson. Shout out Minnesota Timberwolves Twitter legend, Josh Broughton.
Yes. And I haven't talked to him about this. I'm in a group chat with him and Jake Scraps. We only send each other shoes.
Ha ha he Jake Scraps.
Ha ha he Jake Scraps. This group chat we have, no sentences, just links to kicks and us heart reacting them. But I'm going to tell him he'll stop by and promote his show, his Disney Plus show.
And he is on the Timberwolves.
He's on the Timberwolves.
Honorable mention.
Yep.
Can I do one honorable mention?
Yes.
Chewbacca. Hear me out. Jonas Suetoma, he played Chewbacca in Solo and the recent Star Wars movies. He played at Penn State, rousing 2 points per game, and he played at the Espo basket team after he's Finnish. That's like the Finnish team he was on. He averaged 8 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, and 1 block per game. Canonically, Chewbacca is 7'5", so you could put Chewie at the 5, Rudy at the 4, Cat at the 3.
And he's going to tear the opponent's arms off if they lose.
That's why he's got that dog in him. He's a little big dog. So Chewie is my
communication could be an issue.
He's going to have joint issues. He's too tall. He's going to have joint issues.
He's 170.
His knees are going to.
He's a veteran.
He's a war vet, and
he's like 1 minute a game.
This guy doesn't want to hire veterans. He fought in 2 Galactic Wars, 3.
You need to sign
Clone Wars.
You need to sign
Rebellion,
Taco
First
Fall
Order
to guard him.
There you go.
I don't know.
Okay,
give me one honorable mention, Dorf, because we're doing it.
Yeah, it was Calvin Cambridge, but my other one is Kevin Malone. Sorry to stay in the opposite, but he hasn't missed. We've never seen Kevin Malone miss.
That is true.
Literally, he has 100% shooting percentage from 3.
Are you worried he's a little bit too Vando because he dropped the chili? Vando drops the ball.
This is your Malik off the bench. You need 5 threes. Yeah, Kevin Malone. He's going 5 for 5 in 2 minutes.
Kevin Malone, volume shooter.
Yep.
All right,
this is it.
Moving on to Name That Wolf.
Yeah, sorry, we had to do we prepped so hard. We had to do it. Okay, it's time to Name That Wolf.
Whoa,
nice Zoom delay, COVID ass. All right.
So I'll set the stage. I'll set the stage with the rules. This can be any former Wolf in history, as long as they played at least 1 game for the Timberwolves. I will be giving 5 hints. After each hint, you guys can converse, debate, and offer 1 guess. And if you get it correct, that's the end of the game. If you don't get it correct, we move on to the next hint.
Can I take a shot right now and guess?
No, because that would wreck the whole game.
No, but I want to try. Lance Stevenson.
It is not Lance Stevenson.
I swore you would do Lance Stevenson. Okay.
It's Walker Kessler.
All right. No, Walker Kessler, ineligible, never played for the
Wolves. Do you listen to the rules, dude?
No, of course not.
COVID affects your taste, not your earbuds.
Oh, and the hints get progressively easier.
Okay.
I was hoping they get harder.
Hint number 1. Played 13 seasons for 7 different teams. The Jazz, Bucks, Cavaliers, Clippers, Blazers, Wolves, and Hornets.
13
seasons.
Years for 7 different teams. How many years is that?
13
times 7?
Wait, so
13 times
13.
So Durf and I are a united front, right?
Yeah, you guys are working together.
It's not Marco Yard. No, it's really, do we only get 1 guess? Or
you guys can debate, but you have to submit an official guess
after each one. Yeah. Okay, so not Marco Yard. I don't think he played for the Blazers.
No, it's not Al Jefferson. He didn't play for 17.
Was Celtics on your list?
No.
Okay, then it's not Al Jefferson. It's not Ricky Davis. It's not Wally Zerb. No, it's not Wally.
This is going to be probably somebody obscure, right? Gomes.
Let's do Ryan Gomes as our first guess because I feel like he was a journeyman near the end. Should we guess it? Let's guess.
Yeah.
Ryan Gomes is our guess.
Ryan Gomes is incorrect.
Okay. That's
I don't know if he
fine
played
because we have
13 years though.
We have 4 more guesses, so I'm fine. Yeah, I don't know. Dude. Ryan Gomes.
Hint number 2. According to basketballreference.com, he went by the nickname The Hitman.
So was it Marco Jaric? Sorry, we should talk about that.
No, yeah.
The Hitman.
I don't think that
I
he went
feel
by
like
the
Eastern
Hitman.
European, like the Hitman, kind of like a John Wick type thing.
Why whisper?
I don't know.
I mean, if you want to throw it out there, sure. I
Marco
don't have any
Jaric.
better ideas.
Marco Jaric is incorrect.
I want to find a Marco
Your
Jaric jersey, by
voice
the way.
inflection was very misleading there. I thought we had it.
Yeah, I don't need to.
What are you doing?
Yeah, you can't guess twice.
Oh, sorry.
You don't get 2 guesses.
I'm touching this.
Your finger in the dip, dude? Which is fine. You can't. I did do that as well. I just kind of like got some on my finger because I ran out of pears. I only had 1 pear.
You're allergic to apples.
So I didn't want to get in trouble with my wife. I didn't want to have a reaction, so I did like kind of like do a little like whoop, a late night whoop at 10:30 p.m.
I do that occasionally, and then Tiri yells at me because it's gross, I guess, to just eat caramel
You're
by
married.
itself. What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Jimmy's Dips available at Cub Foods.
So good.
Bonus read. Congrats,
That one's for
Jimmy's.
free. That one's for free.
All right. Hint number 3.
Yep.
He played 1 season for the Timberwolves, the 2014-15 season, and averaged 12.2 points per game.
This guy was on the floor.
No, I was gonna say the shooting guard from OKC. What's his name? He could score.
The shooting guard from OKC who could score.
James Harden.
Who was on our team?
Dang. 2014, 2015. I was smoking a lot of weed. I got to be honest, guys. That was senior year for us.
Charlie, that's on the record now. The cops are going to come get you.
I had no
I
idea
just,
what was
thought, I
going
just
on.
thought you were killing skunks outside. I had no idea.
Nope.
That's what you're.
Yeah, this was senior year of college, guys.
Guys, great times. Roomies.
We were roomies when this guy played for the Wolves.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture that.
2014,
Okay, so
2015.
Cat's on the team.
Yeah. We were going to games. Like
Probably,
that was our whole
that
thing.
probably would have been like Cat's rookie year, maybe. Although no, that's like
so
7
I'm just
years
trying to
ago.
think. So we have Rubio, Cat. Who else is on that team? 2014, 2015.
Was this either a Beasley year or right after Beasley year?
I don't think it was Beasley. I don't think
This
Beasley.
is
no, it
also
wasn't
this is the year before Cat.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
So we had the worst record in the NBA and got the first overall pick.
To
wait.
get Cat, which is great.
Wait, okay. You said 13.
13
17.
14, 15 was the season.
It's not Kirilenko, is it? Was he?
It is Kirilenko. No, did he play for? Let's put in Kirilenko as our guess. Is it Andre Kirilenko?
Andre Kirilenko is incorrect.
Dang it.
Good
I
guess.
don't think he played for
Inflection
Portland.
gets
though.
good
Good
every
guess
time.
though. He played for a handful of these teams.
Did he play for us for one year?
No.
Was it just one?
Kirilenko? I think he played 2 years.
Okay.
Well, can you say the teams again?
Jazz, Bucks, Cavs, Clippers, Blazers, Wolves, Hornets.
Oh.
Well, you don't
Well,
get
hang
a
on.
guess. There's another
Hang on.
hint.
Sorry.
So when he played for us, he averaged 12 points a game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This next hint might really throw you.
Okay.
He was an all-star in the 08-09 season.
It was Brandon Roy. Is it Brandon
Yeah,
Roy?
that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Brandon Roy.
Brandon Roy is incorrect. Brandon Roy only played for 2 teams, the Wolves and the Blazers.
Really? He didn't have like a.
No,
I thought he had a couple
retired
more.
after the Wolves. He retired
Shoot.
before the Wolves too. All right, this is your last guess. This is your last hint.
So he was he when was he an All-Star?
08-09. Okay, so this one is going to narrow it down to like 3 people, and you guys are gonna have to figure out who it is.
Mm-hmm.
The last hint: one of only 5 players in Timberwolves history to score 50 points in a game.
Okay.
Oh,
So it's not Cat. It's either Mo Williams or
Mo Williams.
it's or Corey Brewer. It's not Corey Brewer.
no.
So it's
And
Mo.
he played for us for more than 1 year because it's only 1 season.
That's
It's Mo
right.
Williams.
It's Mo
Fuck it.
Williams.
Mo Williams is correct.
Let's go,
Boom.
Durf. I can't believe we did not do too good.
The other
wouldn't have guessed
players to score 50 points in a game for the Timberwolves: Karl Anthony Towns twice, Kevin Love once, Corey Brewer, and Derrick Rose. And another fun Mo Williams fact in relation to the current Minnesota Timberwolves is at the trade deadline of the 14-15 season, the Timberwolves traded Mo Williams and Troy Daniels to the Charlotte Hornets for Gary Neal and a second-round pick. That second-round pick was later used to select Jalen Noel.
No way. Well, that's fun.
Nice.
Thank you, Brandon, for taking us through. Guess that wolf. Is it Name That Wolf or Guess That Wolf?
I think it's Name That Wolf.
Okay, I think it's Name That Wolf. Well, this was it,
Random
guys.
Wolf of the Week.
No, that's
actually what it's
horrendous.
called.
Wow.
Wow. That's kind of fire. I think that's it for our inaugural episode of Crunch Wears No Pants. Thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe and tell all your friends, Wolves fans and non. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at NoPantsCrunch. Crunch Wears No Pants could not fit. We'll also tweet out our Instagram and TikTok links from Twitter. Twitter is our driving force because we love Twitter and it's fun. So I'm Jordan Alamat. That's Brandon Beck at Nate Alsdorf. At Talsdorf. At Brandon Beck 4.
Correct.
At Tornado Jally. Au revoir. See you in 2 weeks.
Peace out.